Hello. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you guys are doing well. Tuesday. Oh my gosh, not Tuesday. See, this is what happens when I commit to a schedule and then I forget what my own schedule is because I've not committed to my schedule like I said I was going to. We've been streaming every Tuesday for the last like 3-4 weeks when I should have been streaming on a Monday because that's when I said I was going to stream at the start of the year. It was my commitment. Mondays are stream days. It's not Tuesday. We might still be streaming by the time it turns Tuesday. We'll see. I don't know how this is gonna go. We'll have to see. My audio sounds really weird tonight. Hello, 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 hello. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix a couple things. Okay, that's better there. But why is it so quiet? That's all maxed out. Let's try this. Okay, that's good. Now, if I crank that a little more, that doesn't seem to be helping. What's going on? That sounds okay. How does the music sound to you guys? Is it at a normal volume? It's not too loud, is it? Is it okay? We hear you fine? Okay. As long as you guys can hear me, I can kind of deal with audio issues. Puggy, thank you so much for 18 months over on Twitch. My goodness. 18 months here on Twitch and 30 some months over on YouTube. Absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely insane. Okay, I'm almost done messing with audio adjustments. We'll be ready here shortly. Okay, I think we can proceed. I think we're good. Okay, I can hear everything. We're good. Hi, guys. How's your Monday been? How was your weekend? Anybody do anything fun? Has anybody ever gotten a really bad haircut before? To the point where you feel like you have to wear a hat because you got a really bad haircut and you don't want anybody to look at it. That happened to me on Saturday. Show us? No. Got popcorn kernels in my teeth. No, I just shave it off if that happens. Well, that's basically what I did. I got a haircut on Saturday, and I wanted to get a little bit of a fresh cut because I was doing worship at our church on Sunday. I was leading, and I didn't want to look scruffy. And I asked them to give me a hard part because I always have a hard part when I get a haircut. And I think it looks nice. Except for when they cut the hard part on top of your head, like an inch away from the center of your skull. It's supposed to be off to the side. So I got home from the haircut. I got new glasses too, by the way. They're blue on the bottom. Perfect for me. So I got my new glasses on Saturday. I got a new haircut on Saturday, and I came home and I showed my wife, and she's like, "Oh no. Oh no, you need to go somewhere and get that fixed." And I'm like, I'm not paying someone else to do something about this. This is bad. So later that night, I was just like, hey, can you see if you can do anything with this? And I promise I'm not going to be mad because it can't get any worse than it is already. And it was just bad, so bad that like we buzzed my hair. That's it. We buzzed my hair, and you can still see the line because it's like a 1/4 inch thick hard part in the wrong spot on my head. So I know I normally wear a hat on here anyway, but I don't normally wear a hat to church, especially if like I'm leading on the worship team playing music. But I sent our worship pastor a message on Saturday night. I'm like, hey, I got a really bad haircut today. Can I wear a hat tomorrow? So yeah, I've been hiding my dome for the last couple of days. Buzz is my haircut of choice anyways. Honestly, I don't mind it. I honestly would consider getting it really short like this again if I didn't have just a split down my head. So there you go. That was my weekend. Yeah, we had basketball games on Saturday, which was fun. Church on Sunday. And yeah, just that's about it. I didn't really do any Minecraft over the weekend. Well, yeah, that's a lie. I did some Minecraft on Saturday afternoon. I didn't do any Minecraft on Saturday or Sunday night. Just kind of took it easy, and I got an idea on Saturday that I started, and we need to finish it. And hopefully we'll finish it tonight. We're going to be working on the storage system a little bit more. I've got really, really cool ideas about how we can do minecart storage. What kind of hat for worship? A flat bill, just like this, except for it was just a black hat with no logos or anything on it. Just a plain black flat bill. What is the concept of your storage system? I'm planning to design a minecart multi-item sorter, instant minecart breaking. Hey, look at that. That's what we're doing tonight. Lucas, we are working on multi-item minecart sorting, and I got a good one. So, I may have spoke a little too soon when I said on my last stream, I've never seen anyone do storage with minecarts before. Okay, there have been people that have done storage with minecarts, all right? And there have been people that have done multi-item sorting with minecarts. And I did a little bit of research just because I wanted to, like, before I commit to the bit, I want to make sure that my idea was feasible and doable, but not copy someone else's design. I wanted to come up with something on my own, which I have successfully done, thankfully. But Iris, you're exactly right. That's where I was going with that comment, is that I don't think anybody's ever done what I'm doing to the extent that I'm doing it. People have made, like, excuse me, voice cracking. People have made multi-item sorters with minecarts, or they've made like standard storage with or like whatever, like isolated little bits. I've never seen an entire storage system linked together with minecarts the way that I'm planning to do it, and it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Golden Cobra, how are you doing? My night's going well. Thanks for asking. All right, well, before we jump into it, let me say hello to everybody that's here. Starting over on the Twitch side, we have Puggy and Sunflower and Ajum, Brianna, Gigi is here, Golden Cobra is here, Jade, Master TMO, Nick Haven, Ragnarok, and Tamizi. And over on the YouTube side, we got Dark Matter, Derek Thomas, E3778Q1. IA Royale is here. Iris Bear. Lucas is here. Mr. Chips. Mr. Chips. It's Mr. Chips. RJF is here. Streamlabs and Terry Meek. I've never seen your face before. Really? I've been streaming for years. With my face. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, let's jump into the game. And I want to show you a few things. Let's go. If it would ever load, let's go. Here we go. Hey, look, my testing world looks a little different. I spent some time midweek last week tinkering with my testing world because I wanted to get organized. And it is organized, man. This is, oh, my brain is happy. I'll be able to design stuff in here. And it's not going to be cluttered. I can't work in a cluttered atmosphere. And so it's all organized now. Look at this. Okay, so I got my logo right here. My logo, and the blue line, anything on that side of the blue line is creative builds. So anything that would go in a world. So here's all my Bedrock Guide Season 1 stuff. And there's the Let's Play Bedrock stuff with all the Mario things that we never finished. The Bullet Bill is down there. I've got some of my truly Bedrock days stuff. The OG Let's Play Bedrock and Bedrock Guide Season 2, which we never finished. Some Star Wars stuff I never did anything with, but maybe someday. Just a random redesign of an end city to make it look like a ocean monument or a guardian. And all of my current stuff over there. So my current Bedrock Guide series, and over on the other side of my Iron Garden Temple is my building with BluJay stuff. And there's only a couple of builds so far. I was doing great. I was just studying and saw you were online and had to put my book down. Well, hey, don't let me distract you. So yeah, here's my Let's Play Bedrock. Oh my gosh, I get the series name wrong. Building with BluJay stuff. I've got like my skull for my treasure room and my starter house and just a random other thing I was tinkering with. Yeah, I haven't really done anything with that yet. We're gonna get back to that series after we're done with storage, but storage is my primary focus right now. And then everything on the red side is redstone contraptions. Some of them are new, some of them are old, some of them don't work anymore. But it's just kind of a history of all of my things. And then here are some farms. So anything from like micro farms to iron farms to sugarcane farms to my lava farm and creeper farms and gold farms and all that kind of stuff. So just trying to get organized and have all of my stuff in one place. So there we go. Over here is where we're going to be working tonight on the redstone side of the testing world. I was on earlier, but the creeper blew the front of my bank. Oh, no. Hey, thank you so much, E3, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. It looks like Prowl has given up Minecraft for Stardew Valley. He's streaming it again. Yeah, I know. He's been loving that game recently. He really has. So here's what we were working on in the last stream, okay? If you were not here, this is my first pass, and honestly, probably final pass. Actually, technically, this was my first pass over here. This is my second pass at a minecart track switcher for storage. So just as a quick reminder of what we did, this is for bulk storage, okay? This is going to go over the bulk storage modules. And let me see, what was in this first one? Oak. Okay, if I take my minecart and let's leave it empty. If I take my minecart and send it through, it just goes on down. Oopsie. What happened there? What happened there? Ah, I know what happened there. Here we go. There we go. Let's try that again. So if I put my minecart through, it's just going to go through and boom, it's going to bypass all of the things and hunt for a place that has a match. If it does have a match, for example, oak planks are in this first auto sorter. It will close off that section of track and bounce the minecart back and forth until that minecart is empty. Now, if something else gets sent through while that's loading, it's not gonna bounce off this wall. You can see there's a track switcher right here that just switched. It's gonna send it on around and bypass it and hunt for the next thing. And if there happens to be oak planks in that minecart, it'll just loop back around to the start. And hopefully by the time it does, it's just going to, this is gonna be done by the time that gets back around. Or if it has to loop again, it'll just keep looping until it's ready. So once this is ready, once this is completely empty, here, we'll just take half of these out, speed up the process a little bit. Once that's done, this is going to open back up and send our minecart through the rest of the storage system. There it goes. So basically, anytime there is a minecart unloading, it's going to go to this track switcher and go around and go to the next module. And if there happens to be a minecart in there, it'll go around the outside again and keep going. So this is the proof of concept. It does work. Then the next part of this that I needed to get to, which is actually the first part, because this will be last in line. This will be the last thing that gets loaded, right? So the first part of the storage system is multi-item sorting. Because I was actually talking to Prowl about this concept as well, and he's like, you know what? I never do regular storage in my storage systems. I only do multi-item these days, and it basically goes multi-item, bulk, overflow. And I'm like, that's actually a really good idea, because these individual sorters really are only necessary for bulk overflow, right? So we're going to be building a bunch more of my bulk storage silos in the storage room in the weeks to come. But the first part of the storage system started with this. This is like the original proof of concept. And then I realized I needed to make a revision, and this worked actually really well. And this is the final iteration of what I've got so far for multi-item sorting. And it's really cool. I kind of watched a couple of concepts on YouTube from a couple of different content creators, and honestly, one of them was a Java creator. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably not going to work on Bedrock, but I'll take the basic idea and try to adapt it for Bedrock. And then I watched another Bedrock creator that had one of these, and I actually built it in the world, and it didn't work anymore. So I'm like, well, that doesn't really help me out. Let me tinker for a while. And so this is a completely original concept. And yeah, it's really cool. So here's what it does. You've got a minecart. This is the part we need to build. I need to build the loader aspect of this. We're going to be designing this tonight, and we need to build the unloader aspect of this, but the core functionality is here. So here's what this does. Same concept. This minecart passes under some chests. Instead of like this one over here, it passes over hoppers, right? So this minecart is going to pass under these chests on a water stream, and they are bubble columns, and they have to be bubble columns or this will not work. Okay. Snow Beans, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Hey, we're just getting started. Come on in. We're doing some big brain redstone stuff tonight. It's snowing beans. Oh no. I hope I don't like get windshield damage on my car. That'd be horrible. Hey Mark, how you doing? So the minecart is going to float down this river of bubble columns, and it is one deep, right? So it's just gonna be bouncing and floating all the way through here until it finds a match. If it finds a match, it will pull the item out. So here's the multi-item sorter. I got these filters in here just because I don't want anything else getting in there right now. These are the only 3 items I'm sorting in the first column, but you could put anything in here up to, honestly, 54 stacks of things. Right? I'm only going to do the one chest for now, just so I can get in and out of here easily. But if you want, this could be a 54 item sorter in one column. Right? So what it's going to do is it's going to detect a change. If it detects no change, it just sends it on through the water and onto the next module. If it does detect a change, what's going to happen is the minecart's going to pass by, and it's going to pull the item out that it wants to sort. So it's just going to be empty, right? Then, when this observer detects that chest has lost an item, it's going to take this piston and power it and push that minecart over to the side on this track. Then, this minecart is going to roll across this detector rail, and this detector rail is going to send a signal to pull this slime block down and boop, launch it up into the air. Right? So it's going to launch the minecart. Then this torch tower over here is going to perfectly time a minecart push forward. And it's going to bounce the minecart over these blocks right here and drop it directly on top of this hopper. Then from here, here's where the magic happens. In order for this minecart to not pull out everything in this chest or multiple things before it gets shoved over, we have to do something special. We have to load one non-stackable item in 4 of the slots. And then in the last slot, we're going to load the item that matches what's in there. This is the concept that I saw pretty much everyone doing with these minecart sorters. So it's like a non-stackable item in the first 4 slots and then this, right? So here's what's gonna happen, right? We're just gonna send it through with all 5 slots blocked off, right? So we're just gonna put bows in all 5 slots, because if you send an empty minecart, we can't not send an empty minecart through here, or otherwise it'll break things, right? So put that back. We'll send an empty minecart through, and nothing happens. It's just gonna float down happily across the river, looking for items, and it's gonna find nothing. Okay, so then it goes on to the next part of the storage system. If our loader loads something that matches one of the sorters, which we're gonna do, first 4 slots are bows, and I'm gonna put infinity bows in there because it has to be infinity bows. There's no other there's no other thing we could put in there. If nothing else, I'll name them infinity. Even if I don't enchant them. Let's see. John, thank you so much for joining the community servers. I appreciate you. Let's get some stone really quick. Okay, and it only has to be 1. But here's where we need to kind of consider timing as well. A lot of these I've seen about like a half a stack is what you want to go for timing purposes. So we'll have to tinker with our own design and see if that works for the system here. But here we go. Watch this. When we load the 32 stone in here, it's going to find a match, and then watch the magic happen. Ready? Push it over, bounce it up and over, and there it goes. That's it. That's the storage system. I explained that there were bows that we put in there. There's no bows in there now, and there's no bows in our chest. Why is there only 17 stone, though? Where's the other? Oh, there it is. There it is. So there's our 32 stone. We need to fix this so that that doesn't happen. But where did the bows go? Right over here to be recycled and automatically put back into another minecart. So this rail right here is powered off by default, and this minecart is going to sit here until all 4 of those bows are unloaded into the hopper below it, and then it's going to send it on its way before the next item can drop. And then once the minecart reaches here, it's going to drop whatever's left, and whatever's left is just going to be the 1 item that's in here. So it's going to drop 1 stone back into our sorter, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Everybody tracking? So again, 4 bows, 1 type of item gets sent through the minecart. That item gets pulled out of the sorter and then pushed over, bounced up. The bows are deposited to be recycled back into another minecart. And then it drops the 1 item back into this chest. And then everything else goes right back into here. Woo! My brain was on fire this week thinking about this. It's been really fun. How many in the line? So here's where my storage system may be a little lacking, but honestly is not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's easy to work into design work, into how you want to design your room. This storage unit is only stackable. It is one wide tileable, but is only stackable up to 12 modules. You cannot go any more than 12. Then we would have to have a break and then another set of 12. And the reason for that is this right here. Because it is one wide tileable, it also is going to save us a ton on resources. Because I don't need an observer for every section. I don't need a piston for every section. Right? I don't. Honestly, I don't even need the launcher for every section, because all of this will operate in unison. Every section will launch at once. So watch this. We'll push it through again. I'll get my bows. And then watch. All of the slime blocks go up at once and forward at once. So the only thing that I need to do is... Actually, yes, every section will need an observer. So basically everything from here back is going to be necessary. And then all of this is a one and done. So we don't need multiple sticky pistons. We don't need multiple observers here. All we need is detector rails and observers to feed into a redstone line down here. So that anytime a minecart rolls through one of the slices, it will trigger that redstone to launch the piston and push the minecart forward. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing. So what I want to do now is, before we go into this whole like copying and pasting the 12 slices together for a complete unit, I want to design the input for the whole system, and I want to design the output, because I can't just have the minecart stop here and then not go anywhere else. We need a way to get the minecart recycled back into the system after it's unloaded everything. Okay. I don't think that's going to work. Are there going to be different minecarts going toward the slime blocks at the same time? No. No, there's not. Because what's going to happen is this minecart will be unloading. Or loading, right? This minecart will load X number of items, and then it will send, and then it will go down and find the module, go over, boop, launch, done. And it will be in here ready to unload before the next minecart is even sent. Okay. This is why we need to work on the input and the output for timing, just to figure out what the perfect number of items is. Okay. So yeah, we'll solve all of those problems. We'll solve all those problems. No big deal. All right. So how do we do this? Brains. Time for the brains to fire up. You guys ready? If I honestly, this part of it, I want it to land in between two hoppers, and one of the content creators that I was watching had a really good method for making that happen, and we may just honestly duplicate that, because the rest of the system is going to be completely unique, and I think it's okay if we do this. So if we put it there and get some trapdoors right here and here, And then if we land the minecart down here, let's get some hoppers. You asked for brains, why am I hiding? That's awesome. Okay. Those are the 2 hoppers we wanted to land on. And actually, that's going to be a little too high. We need it to be a little lower. Yeah, 1 lower. Okay. Then, oh, it might need to be 1 forward as well. Or maybe further. Because we need room for a comparator down here. It needs to read when the minecart is empty. So when the minecart is empty, yeah. If I put it here, and if I put a stair right there, we're gonna target it to land right here on that stair in between the 2 hoppers, right? And I think that should do it. No, it won't. Let's do this. Let's do 1 redstone right here. And then 1 observer right here. There we go. Then 1 redstone, 1 redstone. So that should do it. That should pulse forward. Let's try this. Let's just see how it works. Just imagine here, everybody here trying to envision your vision. I know. You'll get to see it come to life though. That might be too far forward. Okay, and then I believe he used a glass pane as well, just to make sure it lined correctly. Okay, let's try this and see if it works. Okay, so let's get a minecart right here and let's put some items into it. And it's gonna launch automatically. Oh no. Nope, that's not what we wanted. We need it to pulse after it's done unloading. It's too far too complex for my brain. What if we did the same concept back here? So 4-tick repeater, 4-tick repeater. I just need a way to, like, get that to sit there for a minute. Go. We may need to move this forward a little more. I hate making this too wide because it's going to be a massive system. Rebel, if you're here and you have ideas, I'm always open to ideas. Let me grab my toolbox. Dude, this is the other thing that I've been using. I need to like customize it a little bit more, but the standard toolbox is pretty crazy. Look at this. I can make a selection and then I can move it forward. Ah! Minecraft is awesome. Damon, how's it going? Thank you so much for the $2. How you doing, buddy? I talk to my game too. I do it all the time. All the time. Let's put this here. And then I don't really want it to interact with that at all, but I'm still trying to keep this as compact as possible. Do I move it forward one more? Gosh, this is getting to be pretty bulky. I need to get that. World Builder is a great tool, man. I know like some people are opposed to paying for add-ons, but this is worth it. Absolutely worth it in my opinion. Orville Studios is putting out some pretty crazy stuff. They're the same people that did the final version of Actions and stuff, and Realistic Biomes, and come on. Yeah, they just got some crazy add-ons. Then we need to lower it. Let's move it forward one more. I'm only half here working on the other project. Okay, okay. Well, I'll keep trucking ahead then and see what we can figure out. All right, so if I put a redstone torch, hey, how did I do this one? Redstone torch block. Actually, pick block is, you know, a thing that exists in Minecraft. Let's do that. Let's do another 4-tick pulse. But I don't want it to be extended by default, because if the minecart lands here, right? If the minecart lands right there, it's not going to be unloading anything, right? Yeah, no. This needs to be retracted by default. Was that mod called? I really need that. World Builder by Orville Studios. It's in the Minecraft Marketplace. All right, scooch forward, please. Scooch. Just a little more. A little more. Too much. All right, so what? Let's just test it this way. What happens if I put items in there? It pushes forward. I need it on a much longer delay. Or, oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Let's think of this. Let's think of this differently. What if it is extended by default? Okay. And we just move the hopper forward. And then we put an observer here to tick it back and then forward. I'm still making this not so compact. Ugh. Maybe. Okay, there's one way we could save there's one way we could save the number of blocks forward, which I think I might be okay with because you got to dig it down anyway, is to move it back to here and then shift it down by 2. Because this will be powered and we'll power that piston. Can't have that. So if this block is like right here and we shift the whole thing down, that might work. Or if we shift the whole thing up. But let's make sure this works before we do any shifting. So let's just put a minecart there. Minecart track so I can push it manually. And then let's do the trapdoors again. So trapdoors right here. Glass pane there. This should work. Then it's a matter of how many items will get pulled out before the minecart gets pushed. Let's get a round number. So 32 pieces of stone in the hopper. I'm going to push it forward. Whoa! That didn't do at all what I wanted it to do. How old is your world? This testing world? A couple years. So, okay, so the content creator that I was watching for the tutorial on his original design, I was going to tell you, it was Silent. Everybody knows Silent, right? He's got a lot of redstone tutorials. And he recommended that you use stairs. I've not ever gotten this to work. When I used stairs over here, it pulled the minecart out of the water stream as if it was stuck to the sticky piston. So I don't think this works anymore. I think it was a pretty old tutorial as well. I think it was like a year old. So I don't even know if we can make a double hopper situation work unless we do something like that. That honestly might work. But we need to make sure it can make its way back onto a track, right? And the track has to be like right here. So let's try it again. Let's just see what happens. I'm not worried about the timing just yet. We'll figure that out in a minute. No, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Go this way. There does need to be a block there. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. See, that didn't even work. That didn't even work. That's probably too far forward. Oh! Detector rail on the stair hopper to power the observer to pulse. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how we could get this to unload into two different hoppers at the same time for double speed. So here's where we're going to separate away from this a little bit. We're just going to come over here. This is what I love about my test world now, is I can come over off to the side and just start a new build, right? So here's what we're going to do. Let's get a proof of concept for a minecart unloader that has two hoppers. And I think it's going to have to be something like this, where we put, like, if you're going to put a detector rail here, it's going to have to be something like this, where we elevate that. But actually, the detector rail is going to have to go here, and a unpowered rail is going to have to go here. Right? So then, I don't know how we keep this one wide tileable. What about placing it on a mud block? Oh, yes, I forgot about mud blocks. That's a really good idea. So if we put a powered rail here, actually, yeah, this will work. This will work. This will work. I think. So same concept as before. Right, so we use mud blocks, and then this can actually push over the mud blocks and not break anything. So whenever that back hopper becomes empty, the minecart should be empty. But we wanted to wait, because we don't want it to extend while as soon as it detects a change in this comparator, it's going to fire that and push the minecart anyway. So it needs to be on a delay, right? So how do we do this without making the whole thing like super bulky? let's get this, make sure it's in between the two hoppers. Not really. Ah, don't fall. Okay. That's kind of in between. That should work. That should work. All right, so. Needs to be a rail there. And if this is a redstone block, will that give enough momentum to power the rail and move the minecart? Because you can't just like, if you put a minecart there, it doesn't move. It has to be like a regular solid block. But if it's sitting here off the edge of the rail and it gets nudged, will that work? Let's try it. No, it will not. Detector to change the torch state to power piston. Yeah, but that's not going to work because the detector rail, unless we land it perfectly on the detector rail, it's not going to detect anything, for one. And for two, how am I going to read this? You have to have a comparator to read it, right? And I can't go out the back because it's going to get broken, and I can't go out the side because it needs to be one wide tileable. So I don't think detector rails are going to work for this. Unless it's here. If I put a minecart on that, how far does this roll down? Well, it powers that for one, so we can't have that. Hold on, let me look at these other ones. I know they're not one wide tileable, but my minecart loaders over here. Yeah, like it's off to the side. Detector rail off to the side. I just don't think we can do anything one wide tileable with detector rails. We're gonna get this at some point. It's gonna pop into our heads. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. I was thinking if we could put it here and power that, but then well, I guess we wouldn't need the piston anymore because it's not going to break. But we need a way to stop it. I hesitate to make this thing taller, but we could potentially do a... thing like that to block it. Would that unload in both though? It doesn't unload in either. So that's not going to help. That doesn't let it roll any further forward. Is the hopper locked? Oh, yeah, it is locked. You're right. Yep. Yep, it is. So a detector rail is gonna lock that regardless. That's a loader, that's an unloader. Puggy knows redstone, yay. Yeah, you do. Smart! Smart Puggy. Yeah. I think the detector rail method is shot. I don't think that's gonna work. Right. Well, back to the drawing board, I guess. No! Stop it! Too far. It's good enough. Yeah. So if this were powered, which we could easily do. What's up, Hannah? How you doing? All right, let's do that. No, too far. Dang it. Let's wait to power it until we get it positioned. That's fine. All right, we'll power it, and then we'll drop some items in. Okay, so that works, but it only drops 8 items before moving the minecart, and that's not what we want. That's not super efficient. So then how do we extend this longer without making this freaking massive? Subtract mode? Nah. Can the minecart be compared instead of the hopper? Not easily. I don't think at all, actually. Again, one wide tileable. We need the piston pusher behind and the rails in front. So we're pretty limited on what we can do with that. Dan. Rebel. What's the O moment? What you got? Need a taller torch tower then? I don't know about that. Skulk sensor? Does it detect changes in hoppers? Do tell. This is only going to get me like another 8 items or 4 items, I think, if I did it this way. And again, it's like, it's so bulky. I'm trying not to get too bulky with this. I want it to be a little optimized. Well, that's not good. Oh, but this wasn't powered, so that wouldn't happen anyway. I'm on the edge of my seat, Rebel, with your idea. You got a proper video on how to link nether portals? Example portal in the base takes you to a sand biome that's 4,000 blocks away. Somewhere on my channel. I don't remember when I put it out, but you have to search for it, browse for it. Just search like BluJay nether portal or something. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, let me look at the Minecraft wiki. Skulk sensors. Actually calibrated skulk sensors can detect walking, landing, climbing, jumping, landing, using an item, a player gliding with an elytra, dismounting, mounting a mob player taking damage, eating a food item, a block deactivating, a block activating. Oh, a block changing. Non-wool block getting destroyed, a non-wool block getting placed, a mob player teleporting, and a player dying. I think there might be something to the block deactivating portion of this. So we could have the skulk sensor detect the comparator deactivating. Sending a signal to the universal clock that rings a bell, and the sensor getting a signal back activating, but if you have multiple line cards, it'll mess it up. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if we can go down this rabbit hole, if it'll work or not, but I mean, it's worth a try, right? So if I just put like a hopper like that and a hopper like that, right? And this hopper doesn't even need to connect to anything. We could put a calibrated skulk sensor back here, or honestly anywhere. Calibrated skulk sensor. And what would be the signal strength of 9. So if I put this on the ground, 2, 3, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's grab a bunch of items. Crafter has a signal strength. Oh yeah, it does. You're right. A crafter could work. Right? Because it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And 10. Yes, the crafter. Perfect. Let's put the crafter there and activate all the buttons. Okay, so now this will only detect a change when a block deactivates. So it should detect that change when it deactivates, right? So nothing there. Let's quickly put a redstone dust out of the side and a redstone lamp. Nothing. Closing a door or a chest, a pressed button being uncompressed, etc. Let's use the simplest option here. Let's get a door. Put a door right there. So I know it works. Maybe it doesn't read comparators. What are some other things that deactivate? Is this still the unloader? Yes. We could use a trapdoor. It could trigger a pulse with a trapdoor on top, right? But that's going to trigger on activation as well. What if the trapdoor is just sitting next to the comparator? All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Hey, Rebel, look, same wavelength. Same wavelength. All right, so if that then changes things to detect when this is empty, that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So will it pulse that light bulb? Because I want to make sure that this detects that versus having to run redstone off of it. So let's do 7. Yes. Okay, we're in business. We're in business, and this is honestly not too bad. It's pretty compact. All right. Thank you for playing Bedrock for us, homies. Absolutely. So if I put redstone here and then a repeater. We're going to have that sitting there. I do wonder though if this is gonna read the piston and then just create an infinite loop. Do we think it's going to read the piston? Well, I didn't put any redstone, so we don't know. Oh, shoot. Here, we'll do this. There we go. Wool behind the piston? Good idea. That's an interesting mechanic, though. Making a clock out of a skulk sensor. We'll have to remember that. Yep, wool works behind it. So, now, if... Now here's the next problem that I think is relatively easy to fix. I want it down here. Right? No. That was right. We're okay. Put things back, BluJay. Don't be a doofus. Just goes forward now instead of down. All right, so then this can go right back here, and that can go right there. And then there can be a powered rail right here. We don't even need the mud. It can just land directly on there if we can position it correctly. Which, if we put a pane there and trapdoors up top, because we're going to have to send the minecart into it at this level. I got every once in a while I just got to clear the inventory. get a little bit of sanity back here. Hopper minecart. We'll drop the hopper minecart right there, and then grab a half stack of oak planks. Let's see what that does. Will it go between the hoppers? It will. Double loading. All right. However, oh yeah, I need this here. This needs to be powered. Which shouldn't be a problem if we do this correctly. We'll just do that for now. Because when it lands there, it shouldn't move. Yeah, it'll just stop until that pushes it. Right? Redstone block on the piston. That doesn't work, Pug. Because it'll push it forward and then stop and then power the minecart rail, and the redstone block will not do the same thing as a solid block. But we got it. We got it working. Do you run more than 60 FPS? I don't. That's honestly not too bad. It's honestly not too bad. So now is it tileable with the skulk sensor? It should be. Let's see what it does if I put another one next to it. Phew. Oh, that one hurt. Oh. You know you're getting old when you sneeze and your like back hurts after you're done sneezing? It's terrible. Oh, I see. Because this, it's going to activate both of them. Oh, gosh. If we put it here, doesn't make a difference. Space them? No, this needs to be one wide tileable. I've explained that same thing about 100 times already tonight. Has to be one wide tileable. Trade one problem for another. Now you know you're old when you fall asleep and fart and scare yourself awake. You go. It's awesome. So I'm just wondering if this is even a big deal. How many minecarts are you running? Infinite. The goal is for the minecart to be done unloading before the minecart even hits the next system. So I don't even know if this matters. At once, it should just be one. Elevation change? I mean, I've already tried that. Like, if I put the trapdoor up by one, it still doesn't make a difference. It still hits it. If I put it up by two, it still hits it. Could you turn autocrafter, comparator, and skulk sensor 180 and use the wool where the autocrafter is? Elevation change with sensor 16 blocks so it would fix it. I can't do that. Like, we're trying to fit all of this into a space where an entire storage system is going to go, and 16 blocks is just, it's too much to mess with. And it's too complicated at that point. I want this to be buildable, you know, for the average player. Have you tried down one? I mean, if I did it down here, then it'll hit the one next to it. See? Still hits the one next to it. It doesn't hit two over, but it'll hit the one next to it. Oh, come on, get on the right block. Yeah, so like below it, it won't. But that would mean building like down here. It's gonna take too much space. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Sensor doesn't need activating by the comparator, so you can have the auto crafter and sensor any way you like. It's the sound that activates the sensor. It's not the sound. It's not the sound. This is calibrated to deactivation. So like this opening makes a sound, but it does nothing because this is calibrating that to only activate on deactivations. So I can jump all I want around here. I can jump on the skulk sensor. It's not going to do anything. The only thing it's detecting is deactivations. And because these are both deactivations, they both trigger. I don't think I want it as a closing sound. Walking, walking, not sneaking, climbing, jumping, swimming, crawling on a non-wool block is 1. Landing on a solid block is 2. Using an item is 3. A player gliding with an elytra is 4. Dismounting a mob or equipping a piece of gear is 5. Mounting a mob or interacting with a mob is 6. A mob or player taking damage is 7. Eating a food item is 8. A block deactivating, closing a door or a chest, a pressed button, becoming uncompressed, etc. is 9. Activating, opening a door or a chest, a button being pressed, etc. is 10. A block changing, adding food to campfires, etc., etc. 12, a non-wool block getting destroyed. 13, a non-wool block getting placed. 14, a mob or player teleporting or spawning. 15, a mob or player dying. Those are the options. Sound is not one of them. Deactivation sound, that's what it's on. It's on deactivation. It's calibrated to 9, which is deactivations. We've already got there. This is the way it'll work. Waves hand, BluJay confirmed a Jedi. So I don't think it's gonna matter, to be honest. I say what we do is we push this one block back and then slime blocks all the way across and wool blocks like that, or wool blocks like this, and we drop the hoppers down. I don't know. We'll have to make it work because the slime blocks are actually going to pull that back and break stuff. Okay, Ajum, I don't know how many more ways I can explain this. I know I don't have to position it that way. I could position it 16 blocks in the air if I wanted to. But this has to be one wide tileable. And I want all of the build to be contained within itself. I don't want to put the skulk sensor 16 blocks that direction and then 16 blocks that direction, further expanding the reach of how far people have to build this thing. Everything has to be in the module. That's my standard. I know you don't have to do that with a skulk sensor. I'm putting this here because that's how I require it to be there. Alternate slime and honey, otherwise they will all happen at the same time. They're all going to happen at the same time anyway, Navdaz. That's why we're going through this exercise, right? So I'm going to eliminate these for the confusion. Those are no longer necessary. We're going to do what I did with this to that. Less redstone if you put the sensor right behind the piston. So like that. Next to the wool. Oh yeah, because it's gonna set it off. So then that there, and then that there, and then this right here. Okay, that is set. And then observer to pulse the piston. Right? Look at that. You saved me a couple of wool blocks. Even more compact. Nice. So here's what we're going to do. Because this can't be built any more than 12 blocks anyway, every module is going to recognize that skulk sensor right there, right? And it's just going to push the one piston forward with maybe we don't do slime blocks. Maybe for this one we do actual pistons and just run redstone on them. So from here, we put it there instead. That way we've got the full signal strength to go across. And then regardless of which one activates, it's just going to push it forward. Oh. No redstone is needed. Sensor and crafter replaced. But the calibrated skulk sensor is reading the crafter for the 9 signal strength. I feel like those are required, right? Swapped. Oh. I see. I see what you're saying. Yep. Right there. And then comparator right here. And then crafter right there. Oh, interesting. This presents a unique problem. Because we can't have it detecting the piston, right? We need it to not do that. I mean, that works, right? Can you put a trapdoor beside the sensor and A/B tile it with the next one down a block and wool on top? Maybe? Will that solve our problem? It might. It didn't fire the piston, though. That's concerning. Why didn't it fire the piston? Let's get one of these working before we start talking about tiling them. What did I do wrong, Rebel? Well, it's the wool block is being powered by the thing there, right? Is it though? I mean, I thought it was. Maybe it's not. Maybe we move it back one. I can't replace the wool. Otherwise, it's going to create an infinite loop. That has to be wool. Yeah, maybe not. Let's give this a try. Let's give this a try. We'll put a repeater right here. And a repeater right there. That works. Now, can we tile this? If I put a wool block here, actually, no. Actually, yes. Wool block there. If I put a skulk sensor here, not there, there. And a trapdoor right here. Yeah, it detects it from there. What about right here? That might be promising. So we do that there. This here. This here. To power that trapdoor. Then yeah, that's not gonna work. Reverse the calibrated part? Could you put the sensor beside the wool under the auto crafter and do it that way? Oh, maybe. Quite possibly. So if we put the trapdoor here, what if it... Ah, okay. All right. Then... that goes there. This goes here. But then we got the problem of powering it. Hold on. I don't really like that, but let's hold on to that thought for a moment, because if I put an observer here to observe this one, then this would give us the same behavior. The only difference being I could prevent that by putting this repeater on 4 ticks, right? How do I get that same behavior here? Did I not? Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. There's got to be a way to clean this up a little bit, make it a little bit tighter. Like we're on the home stretch. We're almost there with this. Rebel, going with the skulk sensors was a brilliant idea. These things are so versatile. Repeater from sensor to wool for first slice. Yeah, but I want it to pulse. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's going to do the same thing, right? So that's fine. I don't mind that behavior at all. Then this behavior... It extends for a little bit longer, and I don't think that's going to matter unless we're like real close with the minecarts. Like if we've got 2 minecarts going back to back in the same slot, that could make some difference in timings. What if we go 3 ticks? Not in love with it. These repeaters are not going to make a difference in the piston timings. It's everything after this. I mean, the only other way around that is to literally just come out the back with it and do like redstone dust here, redstone dust here, and a repeater to match that one. Maybe we put the repeaters on the same slot so that it's easy to track. Oh, except for it didn't fire. Because we would have to put it here. Target block in the back or lamp. Okay. It really does not like stuff coming out the side of it. It almost needs to have a repeater or redstone. It does not power blocks. Which is why the observer idea was great, because it kept it compact. Okay, at least we know that this works. Now, is there a way that I can eliminate these? I think there probably is. Let's start on version 3 here. Okay, we'll set it up the same way. And then have a comparator out the back. What if skulk sensor is here. Let me make sure this is still stream beats. I don't want to. Yeah, it's still stream beats. Look at that. Just want to make sure it's not another artist and I don't get like any copyright issues. All right, there's that crafter. Okay. Then from here, if I do an observer, right there, power, redstone, repeater, set to 4 ticks, block here. Oh, it's just not enough. It's not enough space. Because if I put that piston right here, that's not going to push the minecart. Oh, and that's not going to power that trapdoor anyway. Hold that thought. What's up, Kiwi? How you doing? If I raise all of this by 1, let's get rid of everything here for now. I put this here, the trapdoor there. That's gonna be a problem. Try a lamp or target above the sensor on the second slice and run redstone off to power the piston. You can't power anything above it. That doesn't do anything. The power comes from the sides, not from the top. So if that powers that trapdoor, okay, and then this observer detects the change. Then I put a block here with redstone on it. Then from here, I can put glass. Way above my pay grade. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of big brainy stuff tonight. There needs to be wool here, or does there? Oh, that's not going to work anyway. It's not going to work anyway. Poop! What if we lower it to here? I'm just trying out different configurations to see how compact we can make this. Because the piston has to go right here. Absolutely has to go right there. So if I put redstone dust right there, that's going to power that block, which will power then observer right here. Ooh, this might be it. It's not though, because it's gonna do that 3-tick pulse. Ah! Which, I mean, I guess is fine. Why not put the trapdoor beside it? Like right there. Okay. Even less redstone. Still thinking about the second slice. I mean, like, we're gonna do the exact same thing. Like, so we'll put the calibrated sensor here. Put that there. Oh yeah, second slice is gonna be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, because the wool is absent in this one. Go read my Twitch comments. I'm sorry! Instead of a skulk sensor, put in a copper bulb powered by a redstone signal instead of a trapdoor. Okay. I mean, we can try that route. We've been messing with skulk sensors for a while. We could take a break. I still like this idea, but let's give it another go. Oh, dang it. BluJay! All right. Just need the two. So we come out the back here. Compare to reading that. Off to bed. Good night, y'all. Puggy, have a good night, buddy. Here's where I'm failing to see where the copper bulb is going to work. Because the problem that we have with the copper bulb is the same problem we have with just putting in a comparator, reading the hopper, right? If we put this copper bulb in right here, for example, right? We put a copper bulb in. If we put a copper bulb in right here, when it powers on, when it detects a state change right here, it's just going to push the piston before we're ready. We need it to wait until a state change turns off, right? Which is why the skulk sensor is such an appealing idea, because we can set it to only make the change to the piston when this detects a deactivation, right? Talking about the backside of the sensor on the second slice. Yeah, I mean, we could use copper bulbs on both, honestly. Like, we could try it. As much as I like how compact this is, I don't think it's going to work. Because wool. Unless we do that. Let's keep messing with the skulk sensors for a little bit. All right, so if we power this, oh, that trapdoor is like literally right next to it. It would need to be right here. Okay. Then if I put a trapdoor down here, it's going to detect it. Shoot. Ah! Observer looking down on the sensor and copper bulb on the double fire of the observer would turn it on and off, building the redstone and firing the piston. Like that. Yeah, I mean, that's still doing a 3-tick pulse. Same as just putting a block there with redstone dust on top of it. And that's way cheaper. There's just no insulation from... We'd almost need another wool right here, right? That would work. What about here? Nope. So it's got to be here, and that's got to be there. Man, I hate how much this, like, increases the size. Infinity bow and hay bale. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's try this. We'll make it one wider in hopes that maybe, just maybe, we can tile this thing. Because then we can put a block right there and that'll solve the pulsing problem. And honestly, that's not too bad as far as size goes. Heck, we could even do this. I mean, I know it's a little bit longer, but at least it's not 4 deep. That looks cleaner. And it works. Huh. Okay. What if I put it here? Nope. What if I put it here? Can't put it there. Piston's got to go there. What if... I'm losing my mind. Let's see if this will, like, at least prevent the sound from both. So if I put this here, that only does the one. Oh, but it's also not reading the... There we go. Dang it. Okay, that one's good. Now, will it still read this one? Nope. Ugh! I mean, we're back to this being like more compact than we're making this one. This is a better design, honestly. What's the goal of the circuit? To read the hopper so that when the minecart's done unloading, it will shove the minecart forward and return it to a recycling section. It just needs to read when the hopper is done. And the reason why we can't have it detect a state change of the hopper on landing is because if it lands and then fills the hopper and the comparator's like, oh, tell it to change something back here, it's going to push the piston forward and launch it before we're ready. Right? So we need it to unload and then push. And I think this is probably the way to do it. So if I put a minecart down here and just push it back a little bit, right there, maybe a little farther forward, and then we drop this in there, trapdoor opens, then once it's done unloading, trapdoor closes and pushes the minecart, which is perfect. So what about over here? Will this one do the same thing without triggering the other one? If it does, I'm happy with this circuit. It's a little long, but we can make it work with that. Timo, if you can find one that's one wide tileable, I'm not opposed to trying it, but the standard circuits that I've built that read when minecart hoppers are done unloading are not one wide tileable. Like, I've built these things before. This is a minecart unloader right here. This minecart hopper right here will tell all of this, hey, lock this until it's done unloading, and then once it's done unloading, boop, let's send it on its way, right? One wide tile being the sticking point? Yes. This is why we're going through all this hassle, because it needs to be able to fit in that unit. Okay, so let's try it over here. Let's do 32 glass. All right, it pushed it. That was actually really quick too. It was awesome. Let's do it one more time. Oh, it pushed the wrong one. Why did it push the wrong one? Was it unloading stuff over there? It was. Let's just test it with one hopper for now. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? That's why. Let's try it again. Okay. Honestly, I think that's it. I think that's our design. See my message, you can make them easy to tile. Either option is A/B, tile the calibration. So first does deactivation, second does activation. No, that won't work. I've already thought about that. It won't work. Because, for example, if we set this one to activation, it's going to fire that piston when this one opens. Right? So they both have to be the same. They have to be the same. Because I don't want some things activating when trapdoors open and some things deactivating when trapdoors close and just getting alternating pistons. Nah, it all needs to be the same. And this is the easiest way to do it. It's honestly not that bad. An A/B design like this is not bad. It's easy to replicate. So, yes, the next question is, can this fit under the water stream? Or over the water stream? Probably not over, because that's where the rail is. Unless we take the rail up. Right, so let's break all this for now. And let's break that for now. I'm not worried about where it lands just yet. Let's do the toolbox. And we will copy this from right here. And make sure to get all of that. And I think I need to go up one to get that redstone. And then we'll go down one to get the bottom block. That should be the entire thing. Let's go over one just to tighten this up a little bit. There we go. And good selection. All right, copy. Let's line her up. We'll just paste it in for now. Where the heck are we going to put this thing? I think you guys might be right. I think under the water stream is probably the best place for it. Then that begs the question, is it going to interfere with this? Let's do this first. Let's grab... all of this. We gotta bring it. Huh? Do we? No, we're good. We got it all. Let's copy and paste this first because I don't want to mess it up and then I have to refigure out how to do it again. So much easier than a structure block. Oh, I know. It's so great. It's so easy. All right. So what I want to do, let's go down here. It's probably going to mess with my water, but we'll see. Let's move this up by 10. Yep. It left all the water there. Here, check this out. We'll do this. We'll do a selection wand from here to here. Yep, that should be good. And then we'll do this. We'll do a selection replace. And we're going to replace air with this water right here. Ready? Boom. Gone. Water's gone. See ya, water. E3, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. All right, push this forward and then push this in. And then push this forward. And that's perfect. All right. Now, let's see how close we can get with this. That actually might be perfect. Let's move it up by 2. Up by 2 more. I want to make sure it doesn't replace. It did replace. That's fine. Undo. Yes, it has an undo button. Let's go up by 1 more. All right. So then this is about as compact as we can make it. Now, if I send a minecart over that detector rail and that piston, are these skulk sensors going to detect that? I would probably say yes. Hold on. Something is wrong. Oh! Yep, something's wrong, indeed. All right, can we move it forward by 1? Problem solved. Yeah. But I'm not sure that it's going to matter. We'll just have to put some wool back here, like 1 piece of wool right there. That should solve that problem, because I don't think it's interacting with the other one. Yep, that solved it. Okay. Man, this thing is bulky. I wish there was a way to make this more compact. I mean, like, if we're being real, we could probably make it more compact by ditching the slime block launcher and doing rails. Like, cut through a block and cut back. I mean, that's the design that I saw. So that would be similar. It's still different enough that I would consider it my own design. Activated by chest closing. Oh yeah, it is. Oh man, we're gonna run into all sorts of issues here. Like, if I put wool here, will that block all of that sound? Nope. But what about the piston extending? That solves that problem. Oh, man. Oh, because it's directly below it. Shoot. Okay. All right. I still have my original design, right? It's over there. This is version 2. Let's play. Okay. What time is it? It's only 11 o'clock. It's only 11 o'clock. Is everybody still awake? You're talking about right here? Nope. That's where the minecarts go. Minecart won't fit there if I put wool there. I mean, yeah, we could lower it one more. That would be the easy solution, but it's just, it's widening the footprint larger than I really want it to be. So if I did this and lowered it by one more, then we could put wool right there, and that would solve the problem. Right? Except for on chests that are diagonal. We'd probably have to have it here too. Yeah, so that solves the problem. I have another idea, and it's going to require that I redesign this slightly. I'm keeping all of this for now, but let's do something. Okay. I think the slime block launcher is more fun, but it's going to be buried in a wall and you're never going to see it. So I'm okay subtracting some fun from this to make it more compact. Needs to go back a little further. It's only 5 p.m. If I'm asleep, then I'm dead. It's 11 p.m. here. It is getting a little late, but we're okay for the moment. Let's do this. Now we've got the same problem. Not enough space for the... Oh, I gotta put that back in first. Stupid. Here, let me just gonna take a quick screenshot. Let's do this and this. That there, that there. Redstone. Get a repeater. And redstone dust. It goes there. And then... Okay. That is the bow unloader. Good idea, made it in time. Had fun trolling Prowl, now on to BluJay. Nice. Okay, so the minecart needs to roll right here. I mean, could easily go like that. Probably needs to go like that. Because if this gets powered off, that rail goes off, right? So we need to make sure it's powered elsewhere so that rail stays on constantly. All right. Honestly, that's why the slime block launcher was so appealing in the first place. More storage. Yeah, we're working on a multi-item minecart sorter. Oh. My brain doesn't want a brain right now. But I want to figure this out in the best way possible. Let's think of this a little differently. Could you stop it on 2 powered rails in time to maybe use a slime block and sticky piston on a rail behind to give you inclined to start from a stop? Maybe. I've got another idea. I've got another idea. If I get a regular rail and powered rails and comparator. Mm-hmm. Hoppers. Well, that's not gonna do it. Here, let's do that. It should stop there. Oh, but that's not gonna be good. We need to drop it down 1 or 2. fine for now. I have another idea for this as well that I want to see if it works. Okay, so we drop into there. Oh, it doesn't even need to be 2 down, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Because we need to... Maybe take a quick break to recharge yourself. I might take a break here in a few minutes. I'm in the middle of a thought, though, and I don't want to stop in the middle of a thought. Too close. Too close. Too close. Not sure if this tip helps with any of this, but powered rails and activator rails can be placed side by side to tile power as they don't power each other. So here's where I'm going with this, okay? Just to give you a little bit of perspective on what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lower the footprint of how wide this is. And honestly, that's not a terrible job. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to drop off the bows back here and then quickly drop off the one sorter item in here. And then instead of this going this direction, I'm going to take the power from here and raise it to push the piston forward up here. Because there's no reason this minecart needs to drop all the way down here. we can do a torch tower or something to power these pistons after this part. So there's our compactness on this side. That's going to be an easy fix. Well, maybe not. Shoot. Because this. We'll get there in a minute. Oh, man. See, I hesitate to take a break at this point because it's getting to the point where I'm almost just going to be done. We've been streaming for about 3 hours. And honestly, we've made progress. I know it doesn't look like it. I know it doesn't look like we're much farther than where we started tonight, but I've learned a lot of different things that are going to help go into this. And it might take me, honestly, jumping off stream and not having a chat, tossing a million ideas at me, and just thinking it through myself. Some nights it's really helpful. And honestly, it has been in a lot of ways tonight. But in other ways, it's been like, if I get distracted with another train of thought, it's taken me away from a potential solution that I might have had in mind, you know? All right. Nope. Needs to go here. The answer is yellow. It would work faster if you used red wool. I need a test lever. Give me a lever, please. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. Because now I'm gonna have to waterlog all of this. Let's just try it. What's the worst that could happen? Will the minecart still go through? That's the question. If it won't go through there, then it's a lost idea for the moment. Yeah, no, it's not even going through. Shoot. All right, let's not give up on the idea just yet. If I go down with it, and then over one, and put the hopper right here. Then I would only have to waterlog this rail. And that's not a big deal. Now. The only problem with this is I believe it's going to break the water source. And I don't know if it will retain the bubble column. But let's give it a try anyway. Let's just see how it works. Unless, can I? Can I waterlog that hopper? I can. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's do this lever like that. Let's pull that. Oh, nope, not that. One too high. One too high. Or too low, rather. Let's pull the hopper back. Maybe put the soul sand back. Nope. Ah! That would work if I can get it one wide tileable. So pull that down, pull that forward. What about waterlogging the two neighboring blocks so that the source reforms when the piston moves the hopper? So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be multiple wide, so there will be water sources next to it. So let's try that. Let's see if that makes a difference. It works. Okay. So, minecart goes into the water, onto the hopper. When it unloads the bows, it moves that and launches it up. Now we just got to get the timing correct. Redstone is confusing. I don't understand comparators. I get repeaters that extend signal. That's it. Comparators basically read containers and tell you how much is inside the container. That's like the most basic explanation of comparators. Oh man, have you figured out the next problem yet? This idea is not going to work. Think ahead, people. It's not going to work because I can't read the comparator, or I can't read the hopper. Can't read the hopper with anything. It's surrounded on all sides. Dang it. This would have been a cool idea. I could read the comparator, or I could read the hopper through this block if we moved it further out. We would have to extend it by 3 blocks. Might be worth the try. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus... Yeah, it's about the same width, but it's like shorter. It's not as tall. All right. Let's try again. And let me clear out the water. Just because it's a pain in the butt to move. We'll just rebuild this. All right. So if we go 1, 2, 3. And that there. And put that there. And then do that. Comparator. Repeater. Set to 4. Do that. Ah, we're in the way of the thing. Hold on, let's just build it and then we'll move it with the world builder. Redstone torch. Block. Repeater set to 4. Or can we go down with it? Let's go down with it. We'll put some redstone dust right there. Torch right there. Ah! This is going to accomplish the same thing. Here we go. Yep. But we needed to retract first, which is not currently going to do. It's one thing after another. Ugh, 3 hours in. This might be time to call. Piston's too close? Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, we have this that works. It's big, it's bulky. It's going to take a lot of digging to make room for this. Torch on the side of the piston. I mean, yeah, that would work theoretically. We could put a torch there, block there, that would power that. Or put torch here, block here, and, you know, power here. But we need this to retract second. So it's, yeah, it's going to take a little bit more engineering than that. Okay, I think I am going to call it. I think we're gonna be done for the night. I have ideas. I need to like just sit back and think about it for a little while. That's how I came up with this whole system. I sat back and thought about it. How would it work? What would it do? And again, a lot of times these redstone streams are for trial and error, and sometimes we come out with a win. Sometimes we don't complete the project in the time that we allotted. And there were a lot of great ideas tonight, and a lot of them helped me to understand what to do and what not to do, even if we didn't get to the final solution. Okay, so I'm gonna take the next couple of days and well, hopefully not take a couple of days to design this. Hopefully we'll have it done by tomorrow, and then I'll get to recording, and we'll have a really great episode. This is gonna be a really cool design. Again, let me cast some vision on how this is gonna work. This is going to be the first thing in the entire storage system, so it has to work flawlessly, and it's got to send minecarts through quickly, because anything that does not pick up in this multi-item sorter is going to get sent on to bulk. Right? So, we need this to work. We need it to work. And once things are sent on to bulk, that's the easy part. We've already got that designed, and it's going to work. So I've got a few more things to figure out with this storage system, and hopefully we'll come up with something really great. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But guys, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you being here for the entire time. Yeah, it's been a fun 3 hours. Have a great night. We'll see you in the next stream, probably next Monday. Hopefully I'll have a video before then. We'll see what the week's like. My daughter's birthday is this week, so I'm going to be busy over the weekend. But guys, we'll see you later. Have a good night. Goodbye.